Father Neizer let me know that he was being moved from Wales to Ghana. And I was excited for him because in my head it was kind of like he's finally leaving the cold, coming back to the warmth. But I actually didn't inquire about where he was going just yet. Fast forward, he mentioned the parish name, and then he began to tell me that he was also overseeing a school that was next to the parish. At the time when he let me know, I actually didn't ask too much detail, so I just wished him well, and that was it. After a while, I reached out to him, just to check on my uncle, like how are things going, how's work, how's church. Then he mentioned the type of work that he was doing for the school and what needed to be done. He told me about the work that needed to be done, and I had an urge to support however I can. The first thing I wanted to do was actually to get book donations. So that's how this campaign started, with me just wanting to enrich the library, a library in which my mind I actually thought already existed. And then it turns out that actually that library was a need. So that is actually what grew my desire to do more for Blessed Clementina. So I decided to look at it as a project rather than like, oh, I'm just doing my bits just to give and then go away, because that never really helps. Also, you end up giving to people what you think they need rather than finding out what would help them. So I spoke to Father Neizer, and he was like, that was a good idea, but then I didn't feel like that was enough. So that's how the fundraiser came into things. So we have a GoFundMe, and basically it's for people who cannot give books to give monetary donations. So as little as £5 to whatever you want to give. And that is still going on, by the way. So if you can give, please give.
Okay. My name is Michaelina Evergreena Ansa, Mrs. I teach English language at Clementina School.
So how long have you been working at Blessed Clementina?
I was just reposted here. I was in another school.
Oh, wow. So not too long?
Not too long.
Wow. Okay. So, what has been the most enjoyable thing so far since you were reposted here?
I see the student activeness, especially in the morning when they are coming to school. You see them running. So the students are very active.
And they're eager to learn?
Yes, eager to learn.
Wow. So if there were any two things that you could improve about the school, the facilities, environment, anything, what two things would you focus on?
We need a library for the students so that during their free time they can go there and read on their own. And the second thing is about our compound. When it rains, the place becomes so muddy that by the end of the day, the students go home with their legs, their shoes, everything so dirty. So if these two things can be changed.
Susanna Nyuagbe, the head teacher of Blessed Clementina RC Basic School, Ashaiman. This is my second year as a head teacher of the school. And it's a public school, a Catholic and government assistance school with a lot of challenges, I may say. The school happens to be one of the preferred schools in Ashaiman. But because of its numerous challenges, we are unable to admit or enroll a lot of people. The classrooms that were initially built to accommodate 40 pupils now takes between 60 and 77 people. In spite of our challenges, we've been able to chalk some successes. Whenever we take part in competition, we are able to place first or second in the same practical subjects that we do not have room for. The children do well. In quizzes, we do well. The government also does it best. Just last month, they were able to give us some equipment. They gave us tablets, but it is woefully inadequate as compared to the number of children we have in the classes. So if we can get a little bit help, we'll be very happy. The government is able to give us teachers to teach the kids. They pay the teachers, but it is also not enough as compared to our enrollment. The large enrollment, one teacher to 77 in the class is a problem. So we need help in those areas too. When it comes to the Get Fund projects, it started a while ago, about I think 15 years ago. But when the government changes, then the next government abandons it. The attention was no longer forthcoming until Father Neizer came in. And so we also wish to advise that the successive government should complete projects started by the previous government. We appreciate it. It will go a long way to help those children around to be enrolled in our schools. We wish that government and then the benevolent society will also come to our aid. We need a whole lot of things here. We pray that this will go a long way to appeal or to touch conscience of people who are ready to help us to do so.
My name is Annabelle Etonam Okwanse, and I'm in Basic 9.
My name is Judith Delasi Akasusu, and I'm in Basic 8.
Boachikalep is my name, and I'm in Basic 6.
Please, my name is Ramadalda, and I am in Basic 3.
Okay, so my favorite thing about me being in Clementina is that how our teachers teach us and how we interact with them. Like, we are always free with them. They smile with us. So, like, whenever we ask them, maybe we don't understand something and we ask, they are free with us, so they are able to explain better so that we get the understanding.
So if you had to change anything about your classes or about your school or your playground, your canteen in general, what two things would you like to see different?
Okay, the thing I like is our floor.
The floor.
Yes.
Why?
Like when it rains, the next day when we come to school, the floor will be muddy, and sometimes when we are walking, we slipped on the floor.
The first thing that I would like to change would be the uncompleted building. I will urge those helping us that they should help us complete it so that we might get some departments for other practicals like science laboratory, workshops for pre-tech and home economics, so that we always do the theory aspects in class and we don't get a chance to do the practical aspects. So maybe when they finish the building, you might get a chance to continue.
The school needs a library for learning with books in it, and a very well-stocked library that consists of books like science, math, English, work, etc. And another thing the school also needs to improve is our washroom. It's behind the KG block, and the washroom is sometimes not comfortable for us to use it. And the students or the blocks at the back of the washroom sometimes find it difficult to study.
Why the smell comes into the classroom?
Yes, please.
Wow. You mentioned earlier about the ICT lab. What do you want to change about that?
The ICT lab, how the world is improving with technology, and our ICT lab is not having enough computers.
Okay. I mean, do you have any other types of gadgets that you want to come into the lab?
Yes, please.
Okay. What type of gadgets would you like?
The computers, monitors, projectors, and then mouse.
What I like to change in the school is that, first of all, our canteen. Sometimes when we go to the canteen to buy our foods, we don't have places to sit and eat. So sometimes some of us send our foods to the canteen to the school classroom to eat, which is not good. So we beg the people who are helping us to give us place to eat in the canteen and help the canteen to be well structured.
I'm Rosenheti Jokbe. We start this canteen. We were at the parish hall, where the parish hall is. Some container we used to manage there for long period. So when they are about to do the parish hall, and we plan the canteen plan, and we contribute some small money, and we do this temporary canteen over here. Yes, we did it ourselves. The canteen, we use our welfare. We have a welfare in the canteen. So every day, those days we paid 50 pesos a day. When we pay the school, we pay for the school. And after then, we managed to put something down for our welfare. So we use that money to do this one. And we come and hide here. Sometimes they complain, the teachers, if the new teachers come, they complain about we are here and the students are there, they can't concentrate. The English, I can't speak it. They can't concentrate. Yeah. So some teachers don't like us to be here. Ah.
Okay, so you built it in a week.
Yes, we do.
But how long have you been saving the children here? Has it been a few months or?
No. About 6 years now.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
About 6 years now.
So you were saying before that teachers are not happy.
Because some they are young, so sometimes they are in the classroom and they'll be calling us to sell for them. So we don't sell for them. So some teachers don't like it. So we want to have our own canteen around, separate from them, but we don't have we don't have any land around.
My name is Daniel Neizer, and I teach mathematics. Okay, so one thing I will say is about the students. Yes, their attitude towards learning. You know, their readiness is there, so it makes the work very easier. Yes, and also the cooperation between the teachers. At least when you come to school and you are sad of something, the enabling environment they will give you would even let you forget about your problems and other things. So I think that one alone, I always enjoy coming to school. I think the first thing is this school needs a science laboratory. Yes, you know, this time around, if you look at the curriculum, the way it is more of practicals. So learning science without practicals is a little bit difficult. It's so naive. So at least if there is a science lab, it will enable the students to at least familiarize themselves with some of the things that they learn theoretically.
And your second thing?
And the second thing is about the students' washroom. Yes, especially the JHS block. In the afternoon, when you are teaching, the kind of smell that comes from the washroom is no good at all. It even hinders you, the teacher, standing for a very long time to teach. And sometimes you could see from the expression of the students that they are not comfortable at all. So if an ultramodern one can be constructed, I think it will be very, very, very good for us.
We do not have library. We don't have canteen for the children. We don't have workshop for BDT, pre-tech, and any of our practical subjects. They have their lessons in the classrooms, which is a bit of a challenge. Anytime they have a lesson or practical, all other subject or lesson has to come to a halt, and it takes a whole day. So if you get a workshop, we'll be very glad. There's no science laboratory. All is done in the same classroom with the number of the children, and it's always a challenge to the teachers and the children themselves. So while some have the tasks on hand, others will be playing, and we have only one teacher to the large enrollment. So if we get help, if we can get help, we'll be very grateful.
So yeah, it turns out that they need a lot more, and I'm sure you've probably seen or will see in this video. They need a library. They need a lot more infrastructure to help them have a better and conducive environment. They need improvements, especially in the washroom side of things. It needs to be more hygienic so they can be better and feel more comfortable. There's a lot. So yeah, when Father Neizer was telling me about this, I just felt a tugging in my heart, and it was just something that I just knew I had to do. So yeah, that's how Project Pleasantine. Oh wow, let me do that again. That's how Project Blessed Clementina started. Say it again. That's how Project Blessed Clementina started, and it's here to stay for a while. These projects won't be a one-time thing. It may evolve to different things at a time, but at least I know that whatever we start with, it will continue. And I will also try my best to be in contact to follow up after, donations are given to make sure that improvements are being made. Yeah.